World War II formally began in September 1st, 1939, when Germany invaded Poland without formal declaration of war. In support of their mutual defense treaty obligation with Poland, France and Great Britain issued ultimatums to Hitler to immediately withdraw the German forces from Poland. The United States officially entered World War II on December 8, 1941. The day after the attack of Pearl Harbor, following the attack, President Franklin D. Roosevelt addressed Congress, calling it a date which will live in infamy. Congress subsequently declared war on Japan. Germany and Italy, as allies of Japan, they declared war on the United States, leading the United States into the European theater as well. So now that you got a little information of World War II, let's talk about this award. The Transport Glider Squadron class was a World War II German Luftwaffe decoration awarded to air crew and other personnel for completing a specific numbers of operation flight, especially those conducted in transporting aircraft or gliders. These came in grade levels: bronze, silver, and gold. Bronze being 20 operations, silver 60, and gold 110. So the single item of their right badge collecting is knowing the working knowledge of the period constructed and the finishing technique. Most modern reproductions don't even come close to the subtle differences of an original. The materials were in 3 levels. There were high quality, medium qualities, and low qualities. The high qualities materials were included aluminum, used almost exclusively for the earlier Luftwaffe qualification badges, brass, bronze, copper, and silver. The medium qualities were materials that included various white metals and refined zincs. These materials were generally lighter and cheaper compared to their counterparts, which were the high qualities. Then you had the low qualities. This was much later in the war period. Materials became much harder to attain. So consistently, primarily of rough, dark zinc base alloys, commonly is referred by collectors Kriegel metal or war metal or monkey metal. The lacquer finishing deteriorated rapidly as a result of the wear and the acid contents lying underneath the metal. So a high quality, as you see now, the Golden Party Award and the Luftwaffe Eagles, these were high qualities. Now, the one I'm about to repair falls into a low quality zinc. So that's why it doesn't have much of the finishing and it's more brittle. As you see the arrow, that's where I need to do my repairs. It was fixed during the war period. I dropped it and it broke. So stay tuned to see how I go about repairing this. So the first recommendation is to flux the piece that you're going to repair, which this kit comes with the flux. I'm just going to dab a little bit of the flux on the metal. So we're going to torch a little bit of the area, get that flux brown, and then we're going to apply. So at this point, it seems like my solder doesn't want to catch on to the pop metal. Applying more flux to it, it seemed to do the trick. The metal has to be really clean for this to work. The other thing you have to keep in mind is the amount of heat that you're applying to the metal, you don't want to burn it. You start overheating it, then the metal start looking really funky, and then you basically will ruin it if you apply too much heat. Eventually I do get the metal repaired. You have to forgive my camera angle. I placed my camera in the wrong place, but you'll see at the end of this the results. The recommendation is not to let it get black. So I'm gonna not torch any more of this because I could actually burn the metal. So I'm gonna look at it and see where we're at. I think I gotta repair as best as I can, and then the rest of it I'm gonna try to sand. And I believe I got it repaired. So this is what the metal looks like. And this half was completely off. And we're back to the repair. I'll sand this down and make it look nice back here. I still got to put the clasp on, and once I got that on, this is done. So I finally finished the piece I was welding, and yesterday I think I kind of stopped on it. I don't know how well you can see this anyway. The back side of it looks like this, and you can see that the weld's been done here. It's not going to be like the original. This was repaired during the war period, and when I received it, I had it and I accidentally dropped it, and the part here came undone, and I just went back and repaired it. I mean, obviously it's not going to have the value of a new, let's say, one all intact, not new, but one all intact that has not been damaged, but overall it still holds the period of when this was issued to the German soldier. Now here's another piece, all intact, with the original patina. It has not been cleaned, and this piece is roughly, I want to say, 81 years old. They're both have years behind it. Like I said, I don't support or condone any of the Nazi period, what went on in Germany. I basically collect these items in memory of the veterans who brought them back into this country, and they knew at some point that this will have some kind of value of that period. A lot of our young men who went to Germany to fight the Germans put their lives on the line and we lost a lot of soldiers. And I'm not only speaking for our country, I speak for all the countries that were involved. This is actually holding history of that era. I have other pieces, but these kind of things offend people, and they don't see anything past of what it stands for and how they got here. They only see the evilness of Hitler's ideas and what he did during that period. But anyway, enough said about this. I just wanted to share this with people who do collect these items in memory of our great soldiers who fought that period. Anything I have eventually will be passed on to my son, who's currently serving our country in the Marine, and I'm proud of. Thank you for watching.